Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the jackals. This is Noviri Part 18, the Crusovar. Let's get to work. Cam paused to look out over the lecture hall. An entire new class of engineer recruits from all over Daramore territory. Each one believing that this group of 350-odd minds were ready for what he had to throw at them. Most probably thought they were going to learn prep work or be reassigned today, and while some of that was true, Cam Noviri had other things to tackle than simple grunt work. Above me on the main display is a new class of ship we are going to be producing very soon. A modular frigate designed primarily for defense and transport of soldiers and resources. This is my next class of ships. The Crusovar, or the Armored in its translated name. And it is a well-deserved title. Its armor is broken up into 3 overlapping major plates. The first plate curves around the entire front form of the vessel and extends out over the second plate. The second plate extends in the same way over the third, and the third extends over the engines to protect them from the sides. Between the plates is situated the shield generators and defensive impact laser batteries. These cannons may be limited in their scope to a backward range, but the plates around them are Battleship Class 4 defensive armor at a tenth of the normal weight. One of the group of fresh engineers stood up, separating himself from his peers, wearing the uniform of a transfer from one of the other shipyards. Cam held his tongue and pointed the young man out, so that he could say what he wanted to.
Sir, excuse me, no offense, but that's impossible. Everyone knows you can't make armor of that class that thin. It might protect the vessel underneath from one blast, but after that it'll be too fragile to do anything else.
Cam remained silent as he walked over to a certain setup underneath a sheet. He unfurled a miniature impact laser cannon and an armor sheet in the exact shape of a large Crusovar main plate meters away from the gun. He held up a button in one hand and then stood behind the thin armor plate. Cam fired the button a dozen times with his back turned, not a care in the world. The plate heated with each furious eruption of energy, but it cooled right off and retained its protective qualities. Cam stepped away from his demonstration, turning to address the engineers as a group. Impossible is another word for lazy. You are too lazy to figure out a solution, so it cannot be done. But of course, it took a lot of experimentation. A lot of armor plates and umbra mixtures were sacrificed in the production of this one working plate. It is also not without its downsides. The armor shapes itself. We merely have to enlarge it to the size we desire and supply it with enough of its own alloy to shape itself correctly. We really don't understand this process, but we can make something work with it. Designed as they are, the Crusovars need to be made in a specific manner, and once we get to work on the first, we'll be able to make them preposterously fast. Yet the armor, it still has its downsides. You can't attach weapons to it. The alloy in question, tentatively named Lethmir alloy, which means drain fast, diffuses and absorbs energy so well, even if you were to drill directly through it while insulating the conduits, it would still absorb the energy being fed to any weapon systems faster than it could be supplied. I'm sure this problem can eventually be solved, but there is a war going on, so right now we can use this discovery to build a truly massive fleet of transport vessels to supply the front, keeping our soldiers better supplied and stocked than those of our enemy, the Sildarum. There are many more problems and inventions awaiting in the production of these frigates, and each of you will have your work cut out for you, because now you're all officially dedicated engineers to the Crusovar production line. Hold your questions. In the next room, my chief engineer of operations, Lotem, will hand to each of you your assignments, and then you will be led to another room, where your role will be explained in greater detail. If you think we've selected you for the wrong job, you can always reapply to another position after a month of work. These applications will be addressed based on the job performance of each applicant in the prior month. Keep that in mind. Cam turned and marched out of the room as soon as he was finished speaking. He still had to redesign most of the Crusovar from top to bottom, based on flaws he and Vildar had discovered this morning. He would not be late with the delivery of the first Crusovar this time, however. No matter the cost of strain and effort on his psyche, he would not be late with this ship like he was with the Vengeance. And so it is, our time together has once more come to a close. I have been Lothran, and this was Noviri Part 18, The Crusovar, another tale from the heart of the Jackals. Go ahead, Korvoth.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's the end of the story today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't be a jerk, though. And don't forget to stay safe out there. That's very important. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to show your support. And when you subscribe, there's this bell thing. You gotta click it so that you get notifications when we release our videos every day. Because you don't want to miss none. They're really good. Good night and good luck. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.